Yes, people, welcome to Lee Judges TV. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2. Unfortunate, probably a disappointing in some respects in tonight's result, but I've got some people with me. Kenny, let's start with you, man. Kenny, what did you make of that, man? Disappointing tonight?
Expected, really. There's a massive gap between the top two teams and the rest of the Premiership, and it showed today. One team's going for the title, one team's going to the top four. Look at the benches. They got a top. A front five. They've got players like Salah that come to the bench, players like Jones, all these players like Firmino, and I'll say this with the greatest respect. We got players like Smith Rowe and Eddie Nketiah, especially Eddie Nketiah. They're not going to win you football matches, and Pepe, you brought him in when the game's over. Shows you everything, and this is a litmus test which we failed, and I think it's right now moving forward next season we probably will get top four. But that's only because we've beaten teams we should be. But top six teams, still going to be Achilles' heel.
So Liverpool showed that little bit of class that we're just not quite ready yet, and that Liverpool have just got. They're basically ready-made, aren't they? And we're not quite there yet. Yeah,
they've been playing together for 4 years, and it showed. You know what I mean? The bulk of their side were there from the Klopp's second full season. When they got to the Champions League in Kiev. So they know each other's games, and they know because. They can now play, defensive when they need to play. All they did was up the tempo, play a bit sharper, got the goals at the right time and killed the game off.
Positives tonight, Martinelli. I thought he was world class at times tonight, mate.
Two players were positives tonight, Martinelli and Partey. As I said for Partey, we play better football when he's in the team. He's the only player in that team can get into any of the top sides. All the rest of them won't get in the top sides, not a chance. And that's where we need to be next season. We need to be having players who can compete with these top players for Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea as well. Because Chelsea's not too far off the top two, and they're a little bit ahead of us.
Moving on now, Ken. We've got Villa and Palace away. Massive results. This isn't going to decide top four tonight. They're a great side. We've got to take maximum points now, haven't we, against Villa and Palace?
Well, of course, definitely, because the scheduling the games are an absolute disgrace. It's just for armchair fans. 8:15 a day and then 12:30 on a Saturday. It's embarrassing. But it's all about mental now. Villa be licking their lips and thinking that we're going to be a soft touch, that we're going to be crying our eyes out. We've got to forget about that, because let's remember the good work we've done before, and let's remember we're very good at beating the teams that we should be beating, and Villa had to become in that category.
Looking at Arteta and how things are going, we've seen this before, Ken. We've seen us on a little bit of a run, and then we see us at Anfield long ago, probably November time, we lost, and then we went on against Manchester United and Everton. That's why it's so important for me that we can bounce back now and take these 6 points against two teams that, let's be honest, we should be beating. But it ain't going to be easy. Villa are a good side and so are Palace. But do you have the confidence now with this new style, with this new formation, and with some of the players we've got on show that we can take those points that we needed to?
Well, we're definitely going to find it easier to implement our attacking play against Villa and Crystal Palace, because they're not as good as Liverpool. But Villa and Crystal Palace have got attacking players can hurt us, and they're playing at home as well in front of a partisan crowd. They got good players. Sahar, and you got Coutinho for Villa as well. So can't write them off. We've got to be at it. If our attitude's all wrong, we start crying our eyes about it today. We're going to get mulliganed Saturday, so we've got to forget about it today. Move on. Don't cry, because there's still a lot of big games left.
Just lastly, top four still on. You think we'll get it?
Still in our hands with the team possession. We'll have to drop a lot more points than today for us to lose our place in the top four.
Top man, Kelly. Let's bring in Albert. Albert, how you doing, man?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Thoughts, mate. Thoughts.
You know what? The first 45 minutes, very pleased. I thought we was very good out of possession. We nullified their fullbacks going forward. And we know we could have nicked a goal in the first half with a bit more cutting edge in the final third. But I thought Thomas Partey was standout. One touch passing, breaking up play. And you know what? I thought we was good for the 0-0 at half time, to be fair, mate.
So listen, it's a situation we're looking at the moment in a little bit of a new system, a little bit of a new formation. We've seen Martin Ødegaard, Thomas Partey, we've seen how they can both come into the game. And I thought, if I'm honest with you, it was a performance today that we can't be disappointed with. I thought Martinelli was outstanding though, mate. He really was. This player, I think, tonight I thought, is he going to have one of these games where he's like, Jurgen Klopp's been going on about him. Is it now a situation where Martinelli's like, I'm going to prove how good I am so that everyone keeps talking about me? But I thought he was outstanding tonight. I'll give him a 9 out of 10. I thought he was exceptional.
Yeah, he was brilliant. You know what? The thing I wanted to see from Arsenal today was Liverpool have got two fantastic fullbacks in Robertson and Trent, but get them going the other way. Put pressure on them, play our game. You know what? For me, playing the big teams, it's good to beat the teams in and around us and, going on the, was it 9 out of 11 games we're winning and 5 in the last 5. But for me, I said to you before the game that to make a statement, not just about top 4, beating these top sides, but when you're playing, if you've got a chance to go 1-0 up, that Ødegaard missed chance, that was massive. To go 1-0 up then, with about half an hour, 45 minutes to go, it's a different ball game. Liverpool didn't play fantastically well, but the thing of a good side is when you don't play well, you still churn out results. And them 2 goals they scored in that 15-minute period in the second half killed the game, mate. And from that, the subs we brought on, a bit too late, mate. The game was sort of done, and Liverpool controlled possession and showed the team that the quality that they've really got. Look, they bring on Firmino and Mo Salah. It's incredible.
It is different class, mate, and I think, I think Mikel Arteta made the subs probably in the right way because, listen, the game was pretty much dead. Yeah. We got 2 big games at the weekend now that we have to try and bounce back for. But if we go on to that, Albert, Martin Ødegaard tonight, you mentioned that chance. If that chance goes in, it's a completely different game, isn't it?
100%, and that's the thing. When you play these games in the Premier League, whether you're playing top end or bottom end, there's some games you get 1 chance and 1 chance only. And I thought that might happen tonight, and unfortunately for us, we didn't take it. And Liverpool punished us, mate.
Listen, Aston Villa and Palace away, it's going to be massive, right? How confident are you that we can keep this run going?
That's the key thing, Dan. It's a key thing. When we've gone on runs before this season, lose a big game, then we've got to try and come back and show a bit of mettle. And the Villa game's going to be tough, but I actually think we'll get the win. We'll nick it. And we've got Palace as well, I believe, is it? Tough ground to go to, mate. Stomping atmosphere at Dan Selhurst Park. And they've got players that can hurt us, Villa and Crystal Palace. So defensively, we've been good this season, mate. We've kept a lot of clean sheets, which has probably kept us in the top 4 race, to be honest with you. So for me, minimum 4 points out of 6, mate, for them 2 games.
Listen, I think that's fair, and I think Crystal Palace is going to be difficult. We've seen what they did on Monday night against Manchester City, and let's be honest, we play a similar style to them. Nowhere near in terms of quality, but certainly the system's there, which is going to be quite similar. So I think they're going to be very hard to break down. So I think 4 points is fair. Top 4, mate, what are you thinking, top 4? Does this change anything for you tonight?
It's still in our hands. I think we can't walk away too disappointed tonight. Listen, I want to get one over Liverpool. It's about time we beat them, and it hurts. But you know what? We pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off. They're a top side, man. They're going on all fronts in 4 competitions. They've already got one already. So we take the L, we move on, we regroup, get the guys, rested, and go again for the next 2 games. Massive.
Yeah, top man, Albert. Thanks very much. Russ, let's bring you in, mate.
I've got to come in.
Oh, Lee, sorry mate. Yeah, Lee's a busy man.
I've got to go.
Judges, disappointing tonight, or was it an all right performance for yourself?
No, a little bit disappointing because I think we made mistakes. Listen, you're not going to get many chances against teams like that. When you get 1 gift wraps, you've got to take it. Lacazette didn't do enough when he went round the keeper. Then he got it back to Ødegaard. Great save from Alisson, but he shouldn't have been given that opportunity. 2 minutes later, poor defending from the right side of the defence. Mistake from Ramsdale. Game over.
You think Ramsdale was at fault for both goals? I haven't really seen him back, if I'm honest. A lot of people were saying that he could have done a lot better.
I haven't seen him from where I am. I think the first one that everybody's saying he could have done a lot better. I'm not sure about the second one, but listen, when you play teams like Liverpool, we're a good side. You can't give them goals. Give them goals. I said the first goal was going to be important tonight. I thought we defended fantastically and played really well for 45 minutes. Wrighton was on the wall in the first 10 seconds of the second half when they got through and it was offside. Didn't learn our lesson, Ben. Didn't learn our lesson.
Let's be honest, does this really change anything in terms of top 4? Because Liverpool are a top-class side. I think we give a little bit of performance tonight that we can be proud of in parts, but a bit disappointed, like you say, with the goals. Do you think this changes anything moving forward now, or is it all on Villa and Palace now?
No, it don't really change too much. The thing is, though, teams like West Ham, teams like Tottenham have got points against these at home, So when people say, oh, it don't really matter, it does matter. When you're at home, you have to win your games. We've played them 4 times now and haven't scored a goal. That's a worry for me, It's all right beating all the top teams and everything like that, but this was a show. This was for me today a good test to see what we could do. Ødegaard failed. I didn't think he was quite at his best today. Saka wasn't at his best today. I think that's not because they're poor players or whatever. It's just that the defenders went up a level. And that's what's happened. So I think there's lessons to be learned. I didn't think we looked like scoring tonight, if I'll be honest. But there's some pluses in there. Martinelli was outstanding today. Partey was brilliant. Xhaka was good in midfield. I felt we dominated the midfield in the first half. But Partey and Martinelli stand out. I'll tell you who's had a good game today. Kieran Tierney, I thought played well today.
I must admit, you know, I'm a big fan of Kieran Tierney. Let's talk a little bit about Martinelli. This kid looks like pretty special, doesn't he, mate?
Well, I'll tell you what, if that's England's right back, England better be looking for a new one, because he absolutely skinned him today. He absolutely skinned him, you know what I mean? He left him for dead in the first half. In the end, Henderson was helping him out to back him up. You know, I think Trent's a good player, don't get me wrong. I think he's a very, very good player. But so that just shows you how Martinelli done. But at the end of the day, Martinelli got into 3 or 4 positions. The end product's got to be a little bit better, if I'll be honest. And there are times, I see him today looking up, no one in there. No one in there. So it's something that they've got to do, you know. If Arsenal don't get top 4, it's because of the striking options. And I don't mean that necessarily on the pitch, it's also off of it. You know, look at what they're bringing on to what we're bringing on at the end of the day. And that's no disrespect. I just felt today, not having a go at Mikel today, I just felt that he never really changed it all up. It was like for like substitutions. You know, there was a change it up, see what can happen. He didn't really do that, like, you know. But ultimately, look, listen, I thought we played really well first half. There's good signs. I don't think it's got to be too disappointed with it, if I'll be honest.
It's the situation now, Lee, that we go into Villa and Palace away. We've been here before. We lost to Anfield, and then we went to Old Trafford, and we went to Goodison Park. That can't happen again, can it? No,
it can't happen again. We've got to defend really, really well and cut out these mistakes. You know, we defended really, really well for 45 minutes, and then we didn't defend. I don't think we defended well in the second half. We've got to defend well when we go to Villa, and then, like, you know, hopefully our attacking players will make something happen. You know, I felt up until the final third we looked really good today, but it wasn't quite. I think you've got to give Liverpool credit more than criticise us, if I'll be honest. I'm going to say that, like, you know. But defend well against Villa, defend well against Palace, keep 2 clean sheets, you've got a chance of winning games.
Just lastly, still confident for top 4?
Yeah, I think there's, you know, I don't think this game really changes top 4 as much as what people think. Look, you know, but it will do if we lose to Villa and we lose to Palace. Then we're back in the pack. Get back on the horse, get some results. Win those 2 games, and then this game we can forget about.
Top man, Lee. Russ, let's bring you in. Russ, disappointing performance in parts, but actually not a bad performance in parts, I'll probably say, mate. What are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah. I thought that we matched them pretty much in all departments of the game up until they scored the goal. And I really think that if we'd have had Tomiyasu playing on the right-hand side instead of Cedric, I think we may have nicked a result tonight, because I think that one mistake where he let him go round him and put that ball across, I think it caught Ramsdale. I couldn't really properly see from where I was, but it seemed to catch him unawares, and that was it. It was 1-0, and then it flattened the crowd, it flattened the atmosphere, and then after that it was a big struggle. But up until that point, I thought we controlled it really. I wasn't worried. I thought if we could get that breakthrough, I thought we could go and win the game. But that one mistake, that one little overlap, and that one, and then they got the rub of the green with the second goal where the ball bounced, cannoned off. I'm just trying to think who it was now. I think it was it off Gabriel? It cannoned the ball. It could have gone anywhere, that ball. It went straight into his path, and then the ball went across. And it was another goal, and that was the end of the game. I think the spirit of the team was very, very good. I thought tactically we nullified them. I don't think they looked as good as they've looked in previous weeks, Liverpool, by any stretch of imagination. So I think that we're just that 1 or 2 players short, and that little bit of mentality short of being really, really top-notch team in the Premiership. We've got to get to the stage where we're beating all the small teams, and then when we come to these big games, we get on the front foot and we take our chances and we win games. I think Lee made a great point about what was on the bench. You know, what we've got on the bench is pathetic, really, compared to what Liverpool have got, and that's got to be addressed in the summer. I know the next question will probably be, can we get top 4? I always thought this was a top 6 side. I've always said it.
Yeah, you have always said that.
I've always said that, and I think we've played ourselves into position. And where I'm disappointed was that where the club didn't go and act and get a striker, because Lacazette is not good enough. People say he's a good hold-up player. Well, we see how good a hold-up player he was today. Non-existent. Van Dijk and the other centre, Matip, is it the other centre half? Might as well have been on holiday today.
The other player that struggled in parts was Martin Ødegaard. He's a great player and he's been fantastic of late. I think he should have hit that first time and it's 1-0, Russ.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the chance, to be honest. I think it's one of the ones where I was either in the toilet or was looking somewhere else because I don't remember seeing the chance. But, yeah, well, that happens in games, don't it? That happens in games. And Ødegaard's, he's come good against the sort of lesser lights in the Premiership and he's started to dominate games, but this is another step up, isn't it? This is another step up again. You're playing against class players who press you and gang up on you and make it really difficult. So I thought overall, I was quite impressed with the way we played, but we're just missing that little bit of class. We're missing that little bit of game management when things are tough, and that little section of play where they got round the side of us and they scored one chance and they've scored. Basically, they never had a lot of chances, did they, Liverpool? Looking at the positives tonight, any players that stood out for you on the Arsenal team? Yeah, Partey played. I thought Partey was magnificent in the middle of the park, and I thought Gabby Martinelli on the left-hand side was brilliant. KT as well was very good. I don't think the defenders had really a lot to do, really. I mean, they've had them 2 chances, Liverpool. What other chances did they really make? They just took their chances. Other than that, I'm a bit gutted, but, you know, we march on, don't we? We march on. I think this is a project, it's a long-term project, and I can't get too pissed off about, you know, nights like tonight. I hate losing against Liverpool, always have done. But, you know, it's been a good night socially wise as normal, but other than that, there's not a lot more we can say until we get to the next transfer window, is there? And just lastly, Russ, Villa and Palace away, massive games now. They don't really define top 4 against Liverpool, but it certainly will if we can keep this run going that we have been great on, to be fair, in terms of consistency. With our best players out, Dan, I think there's no question we can beat all these teams, but we need to be, you know, when you look at the way Palace played against City the other night, they dug deep and they really made it difficult for City, and they nearly nicked that game. You know, the same as we did against City. So that's a difficult game. And Villa away, you know, I've got a lot of respect for Villa because their home crowd is very vociferous and difficult place to play. But you know, if we want to get top 4, we've got to win them games. That's it. No other excuses. No excuses now. This management have left us in this position without a striker. So now we've just got to make do with what we've got. Absolutely, Ross. Thank you very much, mate. You're welcome. There we have it, people. Guys, you coming in? What's your name, bro?
My name's Samuel.
Samuel. My name's Dan. Nice to meet you. What did you make of tonight, mate?
I thought the first half was really impressive. I didn't think we'd come out that strong. I think something which kind of upset me, we were trying to cross it too much in the box when Van Dijk's literally winning every header, and Lacazette's not much of a threat in the air. I think we need to work on something more strategic, which isn't crossing it in the air, and find something more to feet. Second half, a bit more disappointing. They came out stronger. I'm sure Jurgen told the Liverpool lads to go out there and give it more. And yeah, it's shown like Ødegaard's been brilliant against the smaller teams and all that. He didn't have too much time on the ball today, and it really showed that he couldn't really show off his class, and that we were lacking that bit of creativity and that final edge.
Who were the players that stood out for you tonight in an Arsenal shirt?
I think someone which gets a lot of criticism, unnecessary criticism, Cedric. I think he was absolutely brilliant. Tomiyasu, I literally forgot about him today, how good Cedric was. And Martinelli's first touch is absolutely brilliant. He's causing so many problems on the left-hand side. So yeah, those two.
Fair play. Top 4. What do you think? You think we've still got a great chance of it? It's open for us, isn't it?
I think top 4, it's ours to lose, and I think if we don't lose both Tottenham away and United at home, I think that should be us top 4, absolutely 100%. If we lose both, however, that makes the situation a bit more complicated.
Fair play. It's going to be a close one. Thanks a lot, my man.
So much.
No, you're welcome. What's your name, my guy? Nice to meet you, Josiah. My name's Dan. What did you make of tonight, mate?
I thought it was a good first half. Second half came out a little bit slow. We had a chance with Ødegaard. I thought he should have scored that, but we go again Saturday. Yeah.
Villa and Palace, massive now, away. We've got to win both of those now. I mean, I know tonight was a disappointing result, but it's how you bounce back. So what do you make of it? You think we're going to go all right against both of those?
Yeah, I work at Palace, so I know.
Okay.
On Monday night, it's going to be tough. We see City go there. It's going to be tough for us. So, but I think we can get a win at Villa and against Palace. Yeah.
What players stood out for you tonight in an Arsenal shirt, mate?
I'll say Partey. I don't know what's happened since AFCON, but he's come back a whole different player. Cedric as well. Martinelli, twisting up Arnold. It's crazy. Yeah.
Gabriel Martinelli for me was absolutely outstanding in an Arsenal shirt, and I think what we're seeing now is a little bit of no fear from some of these young players. So how excited are you going forward now?
I'm a young fan myself, so I'm excited. Young future, good prospects. It's good. We need to bring in some more experience. More experience.
Listen, we've got another transfer window in the summer, so let's hope we do that. What's just lastly your thoughts on Mikel Arteta moving forward?
Before I was a bit edgy with him. I'm still on the fence now. If he gets top 4, then I'll be fully backing him, yeah.
There we go. Thanks a lot, Josiah. Top man. Appreciate it. There you have it, people. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2. Very disappointing in terms of the result, but there were some glimpses of a good performance. We move on to Aston Villa at the weekend, and then, of course, we've got Palace away. Very, 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 very important that we bounce back now. Until then, we'll see you next on Lee Judges TV. Take care and up the Arsenal.